Right, okay gang, I just tried to record what I wanted to record then, and I don't know what's happened with the GoPro, but it fucked up. So basically I've got a GoPro set up now, got the mic set up, hopefully you guys can hear me and see me, and I thought, you know what, I don't think there's any other type 1 diabetics doing a sort of motovlog setup like this and speaking about diabetes and what have you. Maybe there's a reason for that, maybe this is going to be absolutely shite and I just shouldn't do it, but maybe it'll be good. But I thought, why not do a motovlog like me out on the bike speaking about type 1 diabetes, and you guys can see these sort of beautiful views as well. Just look at that. Instead of just me like sat when I'm doing my podcast and uploading it to YouTube and stuff, I'm just in my room. So I thought, if I can combine the two, let's see how it goes. Like, if you guys think you're gonna like it, let me know in the comments, do you know what I mean? If not, then you can also let me know. But hopefully you guys are gonna get some value from this and you're really gonna enjoy it as well. So we will see. But yeah, hopefully you guys are going to get some value from this and you're really going to enjoy it. So look at that, beautiful. Right, so basically on this first vlog, what I wanted to talk about is basically my journey into coaching, because I think, look at that, absolutely amazing. This is why I wanted to do it. Hopefully you guys are enjoying those views, because it's been a very long-winded process. Like, I just didn't get into coaching just type 1 diabetics like straight away online, do you know what I mean? Like, so I'm going to take you guys right from the beginning with it, and really we've got to go back to when I was at school. I mean, I absolutely fucking hated school, honestly. I was shit at it because I didn't like it. I hardly spent any time there, and I basically just used to go to my mate's house and smoke weed. Hopefully you guys can see me. Used to go to my mates and just basically like smoke weed. So sorry mum, she knows this anyway, look at that. And basically when I finished school I got shit GCSEs, got like 4 E's, 2 D's and an F or something. But I got into like going to the gym the last couple of years of school. Like, I was a chubby kid, so last couple of years of school I basically got into the gym, I lost some weight. So when it come towards the end of school and people decided what they want to do, I was like, oh yeah, like, why not become a personal trainer, do you know what I mean, get into doing that, become a PT. Little did I know that I finished school, I applied to go to college for what would be like level 2 level 2 fitness instructing. Then you have to do like a level 3 PT. Little did I know, to get into the college course I needed a certain grade of GCSEs, which had just fucked up. So I would have had to go back and resit my GCSEs, which I didn't want to do. So I was like, no, fuck that, because I'm not academic at all. I've got better over the years through running a business, but I just don't like it. I never liked it at school. So basically I was like, no, fuck that, I'm not doing that. That went on the back burner, I'm going to get a job. So I went working in Swizzle's Sweet Factory. Swizzle's Sweet Factory near me, because at the time I wanted a job, wanted money. I think I was on about 195 quid a week. I had a little Rev and Go 50cc scooter that my dad bought, so I wanted to pay him back. And yeah, so that was the start of like my working life. I just put coaching out the fucking window because I thought I'd have to go and do some GCSEs, which I didn't want to do again because I hated school basically. So then what I ended up doing was going from job to job through till from 16 through to about 21 when I got diagnosed with type 1, and this is why it links in quite well. I did welding, joining, making kitchens and bedrooms, I did sales, I did normal factory work, call centre work, fucking accident claims and shit. I did so many different lines of work, and I either got sacked from jobs or made redundant from jobs. So obviously, because I didn't fucking give a shit about it up until I was 21 when I got diagnosed with type 1, and this is where it falls in a little bit, because just look at those views, guys, amazing. Because at the time I was actually out of work. I think I was on benefits, I was on job seekers at the time, yeah. I was out of work, get diagnosed with type 1, and don't get me wrong, like, I openly admit that I've had struggle and bouts of depression and that, and this was around that first time. But this did really drive me to think, Tom, like, you need to pull your finger out, mate, and decide what the fuck you actually want to do with your life. Do you know what I mean? I've got this big condition, big life change, what the fuck do I want to do? Out of work at the time, and this actually drove me to kind of put myself out there and try and look for jobs in gyms, and actually put myself through my level 2 fitness instructing course. I managed to get it on some sort of scheme, I think, so I didn't have to pay for it, because at the time I had no money, couldn't afford to fucking pay for anything. So I basically managed to put myself through that, get a job as a fitness instructor in a gym, in order to go on and do my level 3 and become my dream, if you like, of being a personal trainer. So basically when I did that, got my level 3, well, yeah, got my level 3, I was basically doing fitness instructing and things like that. I was employed, had a job at a gym, total fitness, I was employed. And then when I got my level 3 personal trainer, I was like, right, I'm just going to go. I seen Pure Gym and they was taking on people to personal train, but it was self-employed. So I basically left a paid job with a wage for a job where I wasn't guaranteed an income because I'd be self-employed. This was a big risk, even though, excuse me, at the time I was living with mum and dad. I had outgoings, but it was just like a car on finance, so I had no proper outgoings. And I understand when people want to start a business if they've got kids or they've got a house or a mortgage to pay for, but you really want to start it, but you can't leave guaranteed income. I understand that, but I think things come from stepping outside your comfort zone, and that's what I actually massively had to do. Step outside my comfort zone, leave a wage, and actually go and follow my dream of being a PT. So I did this. I went to Pure Gym in Stockport. And I was self-employed, but I was working 15 hours a week for them, cleaning equipment, all that sort of stuff, so then I could coach people for free. I could personal train for free. Just look at those views, guys. This is why I wanted to do this. This is why I wanted a motorbike. Absolutely amazing. So yeah, I could basically, that paid my gym rent, if you like, so I didn't need to pay rent to the gym. I remember the first couple of weeks, like I was there pretty much 8 to 10 hours a day making sure I could get some clients. I had to make this work. I wanted to make this work. It was everything to me. I actually picked up some clients. I remember the first client I picked up, I was absolutely fucking buzzing. I think at the time the going rate for PT was like 25 to 30 quid an hour. I was quite lucky though, because I charged them monthly straight off the bat. I did a lot of research because I had to learn about like sales, bits of marketing, how to run a business. I started charging them monthly, not just session by session. Did taste sessions and that, but these are just people, general population who want a fat loss, muscle building, performance, and that was basically what I was coaching at the time. Anyway, that went really well, and then what I managed to do was earn enough money so I didn't need to work the 15 hours a week for Pure Gym. So I went paying them, hopefully you guys can hear me still, lifting the visor up, I was paying them like 400 quid a month. Yeah, so stop the 15 hours a week. I was paying Pure Gym £400 a month to enable me to PT people out there, and I was working honestly like sessions in the morning. I had the afternoons free to train myself, and in the evening, which is crazy. If you're a coach or personal trainer, I'm not sure many of them watch my content, but you'll know what I mean by that. That went well, carried on building up, and to the point where I was like, right, I just ended up going renting space off a guy up the road. And at this time I was still doing one-to-one sessions, but I started to do small group and stuff like that as well. And this is where I had to really learn about marketing myself, sales, marketing, actually running a fucking business, because Pure Gym did get people in the door. So yeah, Pure Gym basically got people in the door, and then I could go and approach them. But this time it was a private studio, no one was coming in the door. Do you know what I mean? So this is where Facebook was big at the time, free marketing and that. So I had to learn about that. The guy who owned the studio actually helped me. So I'm really grateful for that. I've had quite a bit of help, but I've also paid for a lot in business mentorships as well over the years. So I'm big on that. Like, if you want to do something or you want a certain result, I believe in paying someone who's already been through it and knows how to get it, because they've made all the mistakes that you're going to make. Do you know what I mean? And you're going to get it quicker. People pay for speed, don't they, at the end of the day? And this is what I wanted. So basically that went on. I was at a private studio doing that, did really well. Like, started coaching groups and had a few one-to-one clients, and I actually really enjoyed coaching groups. So then I was probably there for about a year. I'm going to get stuck behind this fucking tractor, aren't I? Jesus, Billy Spuds. I was probably there for about a year, and then I actually moved to get my own studio with another girl, this girl personal trainer. So we owned like a studio then, and I basically didn't really do any one-to-ones. It was just all group. A Strong and Fit Camp it was called. It was mega. Those were really fun days. And even some of the clients that I speak to now, if you guys still hear me, said the clients that we had said like they were some of my fucking favourite days doing them. I really enjoyed those days, and they were fun fucking days. Anyway, at that time I was dabbling in, online wasn't big, but I was dabbling in a bit of online, but I didn't really know what I was doing. So I decided to enter like my first business mentorship. I paid for like a course. It was like £1,000 for a course. to teach me how to build, you know, online, like all my systems and things like that, like use different software and actually run an online business. What's this dude doing? We're absolutely paggered with leaves here. We got roadworks in a minute, I can get past him on there. Bloody hell. So yeah, but that was my first. I'm gonna back off because these fucking leaves. So this was like my first dabbling online. I actually paid for a course, so I knew kind of like what I was doing and all that sort of good stuff. And that was great. I was still doing my strong and fit camp, so I'm a group personal trainer at the time, which I really enjoyed. But then what happened is I started to build up online, and I started to earn more money online than I was in my group, yeah, in person. So we ended up stopping the group training, the in-person training, which is lucky that I did, because a few months after, well, we found out the building was actually being sold where we was coaching from. That building was actually being sold, being sold and turned into flats. So I was quite lucky to kind of get out when I did. I did that, built up online, and then it started to fall off. At the time I was just coaching people for fat loss, bit of muscle building, predominantly fat loss, performance, anyone and everyone really. I had a few type 1s that did come to me, but it was just for fat loss or performance or muscle building at the time, not type 1 specific. So I ended up doing that, and then business started to dip a little bit, and I was like, fuck, right, what do I need? I need to earn some money. So I went working at my mate's gym, and this is the time period, probably like what I got into it when I was like 22. I was early 30s, late 20s, early 30s at this point. And this is the time, it's about 4 or 5 years ago, when I actually decided, right, I just want to coach type 1 diabetics. All throughout my career up until then, people had already said, like, why don't you just coach type 1s? And I was actually my own worst enemy. I stood in my own way. I was like, yeah, but why me? What if someone says, who are you to fucking coach type 1 diabetics? Someone criticises me. And I was putting all these things in my own place why I couldn't. But luckily now, looking back, it's the fucking best thing that I ever did, right? I just wouldn't have helped all these type 1s via our program. So I then transitioned, whilst I was still in person coaching at my mate's gym, I had my own online business. But I was like, look, I have a few online clients, so I was like, look, I'm just coaching type 1 diabetics now. I'm going to go in, I'm going to make it work, or it's not going to work. Do you know what I mean? So I took my second big risk, like when I left, remember, my fitness instructor paid wage employment into being a PT. Luckily, obviously it worked out, didn't it? But this is basically where, this is about 4 or 5 years ago now, where I first was like, right, I'm just coaching type 1 diabetics. And this come about from basically when I remember I said I had a few type 1s, like from the States and some in the UK. I was coaching for fat loss, muscle building. When we was doing the check-ins, excuse me, probably should get a camel pack or a drink on the bike, shouldn't I, when I'm talking shit like this. When I was doing the check-ins, I was looking over the bloods, and I actually really enjoyed doing that. And that was kind of the urge that was, I say it's fucking signing it. I should have just gone there and then and did it, but I didn't. So anyway, building up my online business, I stopped working at my mate's gym, and my type 1 business, which is now type 1 movement, starts to take off. We got some really good results, and the program's just enhanced since then. And I've also bought on other coaches. Well, coach Fred, big up to Fred who coaches for me, I actually provided people with jobs now. So that's basically my journey. And I mean, excuse me, since we started the program, we've helped over 250 type 1 diabetics lower the HbA1c, lower average blood glucose, and increase the time in range. But if I hadn't stepped out my own way and been like, right, I'm just putting all my energy into type 1s, it wouldn't have happened. Because I'm a big believer, and I couldn't have been coaching type 1s for the blood glucose and fat loss. I think you need to just do one thing and give your fucking all into it. You can't do like 2, 3, 4 different things and do them well. Do you know what I mean? I don't think you can. So that was basically how I transitioned over, because I know some people might see me and be like, oh, think that this just happened. It didn't. It was fucking, it's over 10, 11 years now of hard work. Don't get me wrong, there's been times when I've been wanting to throw the towel in. It's been hard at times, but if it was easy, I won't appreciate having the business that I've got today and being the sort of person, being where I am with it, being able to help these people if it was that easy. Do you know what I mean? And also, it's funny how it happened, because when I was first diagnosed with type 1, I was like, yeah, I want to get into personal training, I want to help type 1 diabetics, but I never did it. And I put it off and put it off, and it just kind of happened. kind of naturally, hopefully you guys can hear me on this bypass. Let's get up to that 70 speed limit, son. Yeah, kind of naturally, I'm going to be quiet whilst we're passing these. Sorry guys, I had to cut out a bit then just while I did that tractor and, you know, had a little bit of fun. Biker friends. Yeah, so it kind of just happened naturally. I mean, I knew I wanted to be a personal trainer. When I got to that, I wanted to coach groups, then I wanted to have my own studio. And I think you can set goals, but one thing I want you guys to take from this is obviously set goals, but never worry if things veer off track. Like, things veer massively off track, but it kind of happened naturally, and now I'm at a very good, not an end point, but where I am today with a successful business and doing absolutely what I love to do. I say I'm blessed and lucky to have these fucking views. I say I'm blessed and lucky, but look, I've put fucking hard work in. I've spent a lot of money on mentorships, business consultancies and stuff to get to where I am today. Well, as for the reason I said before, do you know what I mean? They have made mistakes that I don't want to make. So have a goal, but don't be scared, and say this to other coaches, don't worry or be shocked when things veer off track a little bit, because everything happens for a reason. And that's one thing I want you guys to get from this. For me, I obviously got type 1 diabetes for a reason. I don't know what would have happened if I didn't get diagnosed with that at 21. Where would I be with my career and job and stuff like that? I don't know what the fuck I would have been doing. Probably wouldn't have pulled my finger out and decided to pursue my dream of being a personal trainer. Do you know what I mean? So I think that happened for a reason. And then when I got into the industry, things kind of took its toll. Like, it didn't just happen. I didn't just be, oh, I'm going to be a PT, get my qualifications, and then actually fucking be able to run a business. That's another thing I want to say as well. As a coach, look at that. Oh, this is so blessed with these. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this style. Let me know in the comments if you enjoy this style of vlogging and me chatting on about these beautiful views. As a coach, you're not only a coach, you're a marketer, you're a salesperson, you're a coach, you're a business owner. I'm training staff who are coaching for me, and different staffs and that. You got your fingers in all pies, you know what I mean, and not just a coach when you're running a business. You guys will know that if anyone runs a business, at first you start doing fucking everything yourself. You've got to do everything by yourself. Then as you get bigger, you're able to employ people who are better at shit than you. But yeah, so that's what I wanted you guys to take from this one. Set goals, but never be worried if things veer off track a little bit. Everything does happen for a reason. And two, I wanted you guys to understand it's been a 10-11 year long journey. So you get over type 1's messaging me like, hey, how'd you get into coaching for type 1 diabetics? Fucking hell, mate, this is the story. Do you know what I mean? If you got a good few hours, because things do take time. Like, good things do take time. So anyway, hopefully you guys got some value from that. Let me know in the comments. Give it a thumbs up if you're watching on YouTube. Let me know in the comments if you enjoyed this style of vlog, if you'd like me to do more. You're enjoying seeing these beautiful views where I live in Buxton in the Peak District. Let me know, and if so, I'll get some more done. But yeah, I'm gonna enjoy the rest of the ride now and shut up. So thanks for watching, guys.